Shakespeare Center. Please help us support them this week by getting coffee, a glass of wine, or some downtown shopping throughout the week. You can get more information about these businesses from our house managers in the bar. Festival Week is a creative capstone event for the MFA academic year. We began our training in August, and we are thrilled to share our work with all of you. Please invite your friends to the remainder of our shows, which will run through Tuesday, March 26th. We ask at this time that you would silence all of your cell phones. Should you need to leave your seat during the performance, restrooms are located through the hallway, that way, behind the yellow curtain, right there. And then just keep all arms, feet, and such close by, because we do have bombs right here and right here that the actors will be using as well. Thank you so much for coming, and I welcome you all to the court of Henry VIII.
Lady Anne Boleyn,
Queen Catherine's ally,
Charles Duke of Suffolk. My life itself has been part of the thank you for this great care. I stood at the level of a full. Let me call before us that gentleman in person. I'll hear you.
real eyes.
Arise and take place by us. Half your suit, never named to us. You have half our power, your will, and take it.
Majesty.
Lady mine, proceed.
I am solicited, not by a few, that your subjects are in. There have been commissions set down among them, which have flawed the heart of all their loyalties, wherein, although my good Lord Cardinal, and yet the King, our master, even he escapes that language of men, such which breaks the sides of loyalty and almost appears loud rebellion.
Not also it doth appear. For all these taxations, the clothiers who, not able to maintain, unfit for other life, daring the event to the deep, compelled by hunger, are all in uproar and danger.
This taxation.
Please you, sir, I know but of a single part, in all pertains to the state, and front but in that file where others tell steps with me.
No, my lord, you know no more than others. They say they are devised by you, or else you suffer too harsh an exclamation.
Still exaction, the nature of it, and what kind, let's know, is this exaction?
I am much too venturous in tempting your patient, but emboldened your promised pardon. The subject priests come through commission. This is named your wars in France. Would you give a quick consideration? There is no farther business.
By my life. This is against our pleasure.
And for me, my sir, I only know a single part, in all pertains to the state, and were traduced by ignorant tongues that neither know, yet will be the chronicles of my doing. Let me say, 'tis but the fate of place, and the rough break that virtue must go through.
Still, things done well, and with care, exempt themselves from fear. Things without example in their issue are to be feared. Have you a precedent of this commission? I believe not any. Pray to it. I believe your care.
A word with you. Let there be letters writ to every shire of the king's and pardon. Let it be noise that through our intercession, this pardon and revokement comes. Not advise you.
I am sorry that the
They instruct great teachers and never seek for aid out of themselves. Yet see, this was his gentleman of trust, of him things to strike honor sad. In a recount the foresight practices whereof we cannot feel too little, hear too much.
Stand forth, and with a bold spirit relate what you, like a most careful subject, have collected out of the Duke of Buckingham.
Speak freely.
From first, it was usual with him every day. It would infect his speech that a king should without issue guide, he'll carry it so to make the scepter his.
Please, note the dangerous conception in this point.
my learned Lord Cardinal deliver all with charity.
Speak on. How grounded he is tied to the crown upon our fail.
He was brought to this by a vain prophecy of that Nicholas Hopkins.
What was that, Hopkins?
His confessor, who fed every minute with words of sovereignty.
Thou knowest thou this.
Presently the Duke said, 'twas the fear indeed, and that he doubted would prove the verity of certain words spoke by a holy monk that oft says he, my chaplain to no creature living but to me should utter with demure confidence. This pausingly ensued, neither the king nor his heirs, tell you the Duke, shall prosper. Bid him strive to gain the love of the commonalty. The Duke shall govern England.
I know you well. You were the Duke's surveyor and lost your office on the complaint of the
Let
tenant.
him on. Go forward.
On my soul, I'll speak but truth. I told my lord the Duke by the devil's illusions this monk might be deceived, and it was dangerous for him to ruminate on this so far until it forged him some design which we believed was much like to do. He answered that had the king in his last sickness failed, the cardinals and Sir Thomas Lovell's head should have gone off.
What's so rank? There's mischief in this man. Canst thou say further?
I can, my liege.
Proceed.
Being informed that your highness had reproved the Duke about Sir William
I
Blow.
remember such time him being my sworn servant. The Duke retained him his, but on what hence?
If, quoth he, I for this had been committed, as to the tower, I thought I would have played the part my father meant to acting upon the usurper Richard, which, if being granted as he made semblance of his duty, would have put his knife to him.
Giant traitor! Now, madam, may his highness live in freedom and this man out of prison.
God mend all.
There's something more. Would out it be what saves?
After the Duke his father with the knife, he did discharge a horrible oath whose tenor was, were he evil used, he would outgo his father by as much as a performance does an irresolute purpose.
There's his period. The sheet is knife in us. He is attached. Call him forth to present trial. He's traitor to the height.
Ladies! Welcome from his grace, salute ye all. This night he dedicates to fair content and you. Oh my lord, you're tardy, the very thought of this fair company clap wings to me.
Ah, sweet ladies, will it please you hit sit? Sir Harry plays you that side. I'll take the charge of this. My lord sit between these ladies.
Oh, by my faith, and thank your worship. By these sweet ladies, if I chance to talk a little while, then. Forgive me. Had it from my father.
Was he mad, sir?
Oh, very mad. Exceeding mad. In love, too.
So now you're fairly seated, gentlemen. The penance lies on you of these fair ladies. Pass away frowning.
You're welcome! Yes, that noble lady or gentleman that is not married is not my friend. This to confirm my welcome and you all good health.
Oh, your grace is noble. Let me have such a bowl. May hold my thanks and save me so much talking.
My good Lord Sands, I am beholding to you. Cheer your neighbors. Ladies, you are not married. Gentlemen, whose fault is this?
Because the red wine first must rise and then their cheeks, my lord, and then we shall have a talk in silence.
You are a merry gamester, my lord Sands.
Well, yes, if I make my play. He is to your ladyship and Fletcher, madam, for 'tis such a thing.
You cannot show me.
Ah, well, I told you, Grace, they were talking now.
What's
Look
that?
on there, some of ye.
What warlike voice? Nay, ladies, fear not. By all the laws of the war, your privilege.
How now, what is?
A noble troop of strangers, for so they seem. They've left their large and landed back here to make us bring them messages from foreign princes.
My good Lord Chamberlain, go. Give them welcome. You can speak the French tongue, I pray. Receive them nobly and conduct them into our presence, where this heaven of beauty shall shine full upon them. Ah, a noble company. What are their pleasures?
Because they speak no English, thus they pray to tell your grace that having heard by fame of this so noble and so fair assembly this night to meet here, they could do no less out of the great respect they bear to beauty, but leave their flocks, and under your bare conduct crave leave to view these ladies, and spend an hour of revolution time.
Say, my Lord Chamberlain, 1,000 thanks. Pray, take their pleasures.
Fair stand I ever touched. Beauty till now I've never seen. Hey!
My Lord,
Your grace!
tell them thus much from me. There should be one amongst him, by his person, more deserving of this place than myself, to whom, if I but knew him, with my love and duty I would surrender it.
I will, my lord.
What say they?
Such a one they all confess there is indeed, which they have your grace find out, and he will take it.
By all your leaves, gentlemen. Here, I'll make my royal choice.
Ye have found it! Oh, you hold the fair
so pleasant.
My Lord Chamberlain, prithee, come hither. What fair lady's that?
And please, your grace, the Viscount Rochford, one of her highness's women.
By heaven, she is a dainty one. Sweetheart, I were unmannerly to take you out, and not to kiss you.
Sir Thomas Lovell, is the banquet ready in the privy chamber?
Uh-huh.
Yes. Your grace, I hear, with dancing is a little heated.
I fear too much.
There's fresher air, my lord, in the next chamber.
Well, lead in your ladies, every one. Sweet partner, must not yet forsake you. Let's be merry. Good my Lord Cardinal, I've half a dozen healths to drink to these fair ladies, and a measure to lead them once again. And then let's dream who's best in favor. Let the music knock it! Even to the hall the hero shall become of the great Duke of Buckingham.
I can save you that labor, sir. All's now done, but the ceremony of bringing back the prisoner.
Were you there?
Indeed was I.
Pray for me! What has happened?
You may quickly guess what?
Is he found guilty?
Indeed, and condemned upon it.
Well, I'm sorry for it.
So are a number more.
Oh, but pray, how passed it?
He still pleaded not guilty, and urged many high reasons to defeat the law. The king's attorney, on the contrary, urged on the examinations, proofs, and confessions of many diverse witnesses, the which the duke desired to have brought viva voce to his face. All these accused him strongly, and upon the evidence, all of his peers have found him guilty of high treason.
Well, after all this, how did he bear himself?
When he was brought back to the bar to hear his knell rung out, his judgment, he was stirred, and something spoken ill, choler, and hasty. He fell again to himself, but sweetly all the rest showed a most noble patience.
Well, I do not think he fears death.
No, he made little grieve that.
Certainly, the Cardinal is the end of this.
Oh, 'tis likely. Oh, stay there, sir, and see the noble ruined man you speak of. Let's stand close and behold him.
On him. May he live longer than I have time to tell his years.
The waterside, I must conduct your grace.
Prepare them. The Duke is coming. See the barge be ready and fitted with such furniture as suits the greatness of his birth. Nay, Sir Nicholas, let it alone. My state will now but mock me. When I came hither, I was Lord High Constable and Duke of Buckingham. Now poor Edward Boleyn, my noble father, Henry of Buckingham, who for succor to his servant Bannister, God's peace be with him. Truly pitying my father's loss, most royal, restore me to my name, and out of ruins make my name once more noble.
I can give you inkling of an ensuing evil if it fall greater than this.
Oh, good angels, keep it from us. What can it be? You do not doubt.
You can see.
Well, let me have it. I do not talk much.
Yeah. Sir! Did you not in late days hear buzzing of a separation between the king and Katherine?
Oh, yes, but it held not.
Will have his will. She must fall.
'Tis woeful. Oh, we are too open here to argue this. Let us think in private more.
My lord! With all the care I had, I saw well chosen, ridden, and furnished. They were young and handsome, of the best breed in the north. When they were ready to set out for London, a man of my Lord Cardinal's, by his commission,
Joy and favor to you. You are the king's now.
But if you command by grace, whose hand has raised me.
Come hither. My lord of York, there's an ill. I must leave her.
not for that neither. Here's the pang that pinches. His Highness, having lived so long
and she so good a lady that no tongue could ever pronounce dishonor of her by my life. She never knew wrongdoing. But after so many courses of the sun enthroned, still growing in a majesty and pomp, I wish to leave 1,000-fold more bitter than tis. After this process, it is pity that if that poor old fortune do divorce, body severing.
Alas, poor lady, she's a stranger now again.
So much the more must pity drop upon her. Verily, I swear 'tis better to be lowly born than to be perked up in a glistering grief and wear a golden sorrow.
Our content is our best having.
By my troth of maidenhead, I would not be a queen.
Oh, but sure me, I would. And venture maidenhead for it, and so would you, for all the spice of your hypocrisy. You that have so fair a woman's parts, on you have too a woman's heart, which ever yet affected eminence, wealth, sovereignty, which to say sooth are blessings, and such which ye have savoured your mincing, the soft-shepherd conscience would perceive, if you might please, to stretch it.
Make a troth.
Yes, truth and truth, would you not be a queen?
No, not for all the riches under heaven.
'Tis strange. A threepence bow would hire me as old as I am to queen it, but I pray you, what think of you a duchess? Have you limbs to bear that load of a title?
No.
In truth, then you are weakly made. But often, I would not be a young count in your way, for more than blushing goes too. Your back cannot vouchsafe this burthen. 'Tis ever too weak, ever to get a boy.
How do you talk? I swear again I would not be a queen for all the world.
In faith and for little England, you'll venture and Boleyn. I myself will for Canaltra. Oh, no long to never on to the ground by that. Lo, who comes here?
Good morrow, ladies. What word worth to know the secret of your conference? Good my lord, not to lament, it values not your asking. Our mistress sorrows we were pitying. It was a gentle business and becoming the action of good women. There is hope. All will be well. Now I pray God, amen. You bear a gentle mind, and heavenly blessings follow such creatures, that you may perceive, fair lady, I speak sincerely, and hide no stain of your many virtues. The king's honor doth purpose to you, no less flowing than Marchioness of Pembroke, to which title £1,000 annual sum out of his grace he adds. I do not know what kind of my obedience I should tender. More than my all is nothing, nor my prayers not words to be hallowed, nor my wishes more worth than empty vanities. Yet prayers and wishes are all I can return. Vouchsafe to speak my thanks and my obedience as from a blushing handmaid to his highness, whose health and royalty I pray for. Madam, I shall not fail to approve the fair conceit the king hath of you. I have perused her well. In her are beauty and honor so mingled that they have caught the king. And who knows yet, but from this lady might proceed a gem to lighten all this isle. I'll to the king, and say I spoke with you, mine honored lord.
Why, this is it! See! I have been begging 16 years in court, and yet a courtier begging, nor could come pass betwixt too early and too late, and you, oh fate, a very fresh fish here. Fly upon your compelled fortune. Have your mouth full up before you have opened it.
This is strange to me.
How taste it? Is it bitter? 40 pence snow?
Pleasant.
With your theme, I could o'ermount the lark. The Marchioness of Pembroke, £1,000 a year for pure respect. I know your back would bear a duchess, say. You're not stronger than you were.
Good madam, make yourself mirth with your particular fancy and leave me out on it. But I have no being, if this salute my blood a jot. It pains me to think what follows. The queen is comfortless, and we forgetful in our long absence. There's no deliver what you've heard to her.
What do you think me? No more sure. I have been to you a true and humble wife, a so glad and sorry as I saw it inclined. When was the hour? I not strove to love, although I knew he were my enemy. So I have been your 20 years. I've been blessed with many children by you. If the process of this time you can report and prove it too against my bond to wedlock, or my love and duty against your sacred person, in God's name, turn me away, till I may be by my friends in the name of your pleasure be fulfilled.
You have here, lady, an other choice.
To you.
Pleasure, madam.
Sir, I'm about to leave, but knowing that we are a queen of long and dreams, so I'll turn to sparks of fire.
Be patient.
I will. You are humble. Nay, before, or God will punish me. I do believe, induced by potent circumstances, that you be my judge, for 'tis you that will blow this coal betwixt my lord and me, that gods do quench.
I do profess. You speak not like yourself.
The king is present. If be known to him that I gainsay my deed, how may he wound and worthily my falsehood, as you have done my truth? If he knows that I am free of your wrong, cure me. And the cure is to remove these thoughts from you, which before his grace shall speak in.
I do beseech you, gracious madam, to unthink your speaking and to say so no more.
My lord, I am a simple, much too weak to oppose your cunning. You are meek and humble-mouthed. You sign your place and calling in full seeming with meekness and humility. But your heart is crammed with arrogancy, spleen, and pride. I do refuse you for my judge, and here, before you all, appeal unto the Pope to bring my whole cause for his holiness, and to be judged by him.
The queen is obstinate, stubborn to justice, apt to accuse it, disdainful to be tried by it. 'Tis not well she's going away. Call her again.
Katherine, Queen of England, come into the court.
Madam, you are called back. What need you noted? Pray you keep your way. When you are called and turn out in the Lord's name, they vex me past my patience. Pray you pass on. I will not tarry, nor evermore upon this business my appearance make in any of their courts.
Go thy ways, Kate! That man in the world who shall report he has a better life. Let him not be trusted for speaking false in that. Thou art alone. Thy rare qualities, sweet gentleness, thy meekness, saint-like, wife-like government, obeying and commanding, could speak thee out the queen of earthly queens. She's noble-born, and like her true nobility, she has carried herself towards me.
In humblest manner, I do require, your highness, that you may declare, at once and fully satisfied, whether ever I did broach this business to your highness, or laid any scruple in the way to lead you to the question on it, or rather, with thanks to God, for such a royal lady spake one the least word that may be the prejudice of her present state, or touch of her good
My
person.
Lord Cardinal, I do excuse you. Yea, upon mine honor, I free you from it. Now, what moved me to it? My conscience first received a tenderness, scruple, and prick on certain speeches uttered by the Bishop of Bayonne, the French ambassador, who can hither sent on the debating a marriage twixt the Duke of Orleans and our daughter Mary. In the process of this business, ere determined resolution, the bishop, did require a respite, where he might, the king, his lord, advertise whether our daughter were legitimate. This respite shook the bosom of my conscience, yea, with splitting power, and made to tremble that region of my breast. First methought I stood not in the smile of heaven, who had commanded nature that my lady's womb, if it conceived a male child by me, should do no more offices of life to it than the grave does to the dead. For her male issue or died when they were made, or shortly after this world had aired them. This was a judgment on me and my kingdom, well worthy of the best heir in the world, should not be gladdened in it by me. That follows thus. I weighed the dangers which my realm stood by this, my issues fed. That gave to me many a roaming throe, thus hauling in the wild sea of my conscience. I did steer towards this remedy. With you, my Lord of Lincoln, you remember how under my oppression I did reek when I first moved you.
Very well, my liege.
Oh, Lord, but you please yourself to say how far you satisfied me.
The question did at first so stagger me, bearing a state of dread and mighty moment in it, that I had cause to commit the daringest example which I had to doubt, and did entreat your highness to this course which you are running here.
I then, you, my Lord of Canterbury, got your leave to make this present summons. Unsolicited, I left no reverend person in this court, but by particular consent proceeded under your hands and seals. Therefore, go on. Prove but our marriage is lawful by my life. In kingly dignity, we are contented to wear our mortal state, to come with her, Katherine, our queen, before the primest creature that's paragon of this world. So please your grace, the queen being absent, is a needful fitness that we adjourn this court till further day. Meanwhile, an earnest motion must be made to the queen to call back her appeal she intends unto his holiness. I may perceive these cardinals trifle with me. I abhor the dilatory sloth and tricks of Rome. My best and well-loved servant Cranmer, prithee return. With thy approach, I know my comfort comes along. Well, bring up the court, I say, set on!
Take thy drum wench. My soul grows sad with troubles. Sing and disperse them. If thou canst, be working.
Peace to your highness.
What are your pleasure with me, Reverend Lyons?
May it please you, gracious madam, to withdraw into your private chamber.
Speak it here. There's nothing I have done yet, or my conscience deserves a corner. But all other women could speak this with as free a soul as I do. My lords, I care not if my actions were tried by every tongue, every eye saw them. I know my life so even. Your business seek me out that way, I am like in. Out with it boldly. Truth loves open dealing.
Canta est erga, clementis integritas legis.
Oh, good my lord, noble Latin. I am not such a truant since my coming as to not know the language I have lived in. A trained, strange tongue makes my cause more strange, suspicious.
To his majesty and you, so deep suspicion where all faith was met. We come, not by the way of accusation, nor to betray you any way to sorrow. You have too much. But to know how you stand minded in the weighty difference between the king and you, and to deliver like just and free men our opinions and comforts to your cause.
Most honored madam, my Lord of York, out of his noble nature, offers, as I do, in a sign of peace, his service and his counsel.
To betray me. My lords, I thank you both for your good wills. You speak like honest men. Pray God you prove so. But how to make these suddenly an answer is such a point of weight, so near my honor, or near my life? In truth, I fear I will not. Let me have some time and counsel for my cause. Alas, I am a woman, friendless, hopeless.
Madam, you wrong the king's love with these fears. Your hopes and friends are infinite.
In England, but little for my profit. Can you think, lords, of any Englishman that dare give me counsel? They that must weigh out my afflictions, they that my trust must grow to. Live not here. They are, as all my other comforts, far from hence, in my own country.
And would your grace would leave your griefs and take my counsel?
How, sir?
Put your main cause into the king's protection. He's loving and most gracious. 'Twill be much your honor better and for your cause. For if the trial of the law o'ertake ye, you'll part away disgraced.
He tells you rightly.
You tell me what you wish for both. My ruin. Is this your Christian counsel? Out upon ye! Heaven is above all, yet there sits a judge, no king can corrupt.
Rage mistakes us.
The more shame for me. Holy men, I thought ye. Upon my soul, two reverend cardinals virtue. Now cardinal sins and hollow hearts, I hear ye. I do not wish ye half my miseries. I have more charity to stay. I warn ye. Take heed. For heaven's sake, take heed. Lest all at once my burthens of sorrows fall upon me.
Madam, this is a mere distraction. You turn the good we offer into envy.
Have I lived thus long? Let me speak myself. Since virtue finds no friends, a wife, a true one. Have I not all, with my full affection, still met the king, loved him next to heaven, obeyed him?
Madam, you wander at the good we aim at.
My lord, I dare not make myself so guilty as to willingly give up that title your master wed me to. Nothing but death shall e'er divorce my dignities.
Pray, hear me.
I have never trod this English earth. I hang my head and perish!
If your grace could be brought to know our ends are honest, you'd feel more comfort. Why should we, madam, to what cause wrong you? Alas, our places, the way of our profession is against it. I know you have a gentle, noble temper, a soul as even as a calm. Pray, think us those we profess, peacemakers, friends, and servants.
Madam, you'll find it so. The king loves you. Beware you lose it not. As for us, if it pleases you to trust us in your business, we are ready to use our utmost studies in your service.
Do what you will, my lords. And pray forgive me if I have used myself unmannerly. Do my service to the king. He has my heart yet, and I shall have my prayers while I shall have my life. Come, reverend fathers, bestow your counsel on me. She now begs that little thought. When she set foot in here, she should have bought her dignity so dear.
You will now unite in your complaints and force them with constancy. The cardinal cannot stand them.
My lord, you speak your pleasures what we can do to him, though now the time gives way to express I much fear. If you cannot bar his access to the king, never attempt anything on him. Forget the witchcraft over the king and his tongue.
Oh, fear not, his spell in that is out. The king hath found matter against him that forever mars the honey of his language. No, he settled not to come off in his displeasure. Oh, my lord, I should be glad to hear news such as this once every hour. Believe it, this is true. In the divorce, his contrary proceedings are all unfolded wherein he as I would wish mine enemy. How came this practice to light?
Most strangely,
Oh, how?
the cardinal's letters to the pope were miscarried. Came to the eye of the king, wherein was read how he did entreat his holiness to stay the judgment of the divorce. For it do take, I do, quoth he, perceive my king is tangled in a creature of the queen's, Anne.
Hath the king this?
All his tricks found after the patient's death. The king already had married the fair lady.
Would he have?
Lord, nation, this is yet not done, and
The cardinals? God forbid. Married, amen.
no. Buzz about his nose that will make this sting the sooner. Cardinal Campeius hath stolen away, hath taken no leave, and left the king unmarried, and to our cardinal, and will second all his plot. I assure you, the king cried haw at this. Her shall be called queen, but princess dowager, and widow to Prince Arthur.
To his very hand in his bedchamber.
Looked he on the inside of the paper?
Presently he did unseal it in the first he viewed. He did it with a serious mind, to he was in his countenance. Here we bade attendant here this morning.
Is he ready to come abroad?
By this I think he is.
Peace, give me a while. Anne Boleyn. No, I'll know Anne Boleyn's for him. There's more in it than fair visage Boleyn. No, we'll know Boleyn's. Speedily I will hear from Rome the Marchioness of Pembroke.
He's discontented.
The late queen's gentlewoman, a knight's daughter, to be her mistress's mistress, the queen's queen. What though I know her to be virtuous and well-deserving, yet I know her to be a spleeny Lutheran, and one that is not wholesome to our cause, that she should lie in the bosom of our hard-ruled king. Oh.
He is vexed at something. The king, the king.
Piles of wealth that he accumulated to his own portion. What expense by the hour seems to flow from him. How in the name of thrift does he break this together? Now, sir, saw you the cardinal.
We have stood here observing him. Some strange motions in his brain. He bites his lip and starts, and anon he casts his eye against the moon. In most strange postures have we seen him set himself.
It may well be there's a mutiny in his mind. This morning, papers of state he sent me to peruse, as I require, and what I found. Put on my conscience unwittingly, forsooth an inventory of supporting the several parcels of his plate. His treasure, rich stuffs, ornaments of household which I find in such a proud weight, without speaking possession of a subject.
It's heaven's will. Some spirit put this paper in the packet to bless your wife. I will hope.
He did think his contemplations were above the earth and fixed on spiritual object. He may still dwell in his musings. But I'm afraid his thinkings are below the moon and not worth his serious considering.
Forgive me. Ever God bless your rights.
My good lord! I deem you an ill husband and am glad to have you there and my companion.
Sir, for holy offices I have a time, time to think on the part business which I bear to the state. Nature has her times of preservation, and I, her frail son, being of her brethren mortal, must give my attendance to.
You have said well. It is a kind of good deed to say well, yet words are no deeds. My father loved you. He says he did. And with his deed did crown his word upon you. Since I've had my office, I've kept you next to my heart. prepared my present havings to bestow my bounties upon you.
The Lord increase this business.
Have I not made you the prime man of the state? I pray you, tell me.
My sovereign, I confess your royal graces showered me on daily more than my studied purposes can requite, which went beyond all man's endeavors, my endeavors ever coming short of my desires. For your great graces heaped upon me, poor undeserver, I can nothing render but allegiant thanks. My prayers to heaven for you, which ever have been and ever shall be, growing till death that winter kill it.
Fairly answered. A loyal and obedient subject is therein illustrated.
I do profess that for your highness's good I ever labored at more than mine own.
Nobly spoken. And take notice, lords. He has a loyal breast. For you have seen him portrait. Read over this.
What should this mean? What angers this? How have I reaped it? He parted frowning from me as if ruin leaped from his eyes. I must read this paper. I fear the story of his anger. 'Tis so. This paper has undone me. 'Tis the account of all the worlds of wealth I have drawn together, indeed, to gain the popedom and fee my friends in Rome. Oh, cross devil! What made me put this main secret in the packet I gave to the king? Is there no way to cure this? No new device to beat this from his brains? I know 'twill stir him strongly, and yet I know a way, and if it take, we'll bring him off again. What's this? To the Pope. 'Tis the letter, as I live, with all the business I wrote to his holiness. Nay, then farewell. I have touched the highest point of all my greatness.
Hear the king's pleasure, Cardinal, who commands you presently to render into our hands the great seal, and confine yourself to Asher House, my lord of Winchester's, until you hear further from his highness.
Say, lords, where is your commission? Words cannot carry authority so weighty.
Thy ambition, thou scarlet stain, rob this bewailing land of noble Buckingham, my father-in-law. My lord of Norfolk, as you are truly noble, produce the grand sum of his sins, the articles collected from his life. I'll startle you worse than the scarring gun with the winch, like kissing in your arms, Lord Cardinal. Those articles are in the king's hands, but thus much they are foul ones. That in all you writ to Rome or else to foreign princes, ego et rex meus was still inscribed, wherein you brought the king to be your servant.
My lords, press not a falling man too far. 'Tis virtue his faults lie open to the law. Let them, not you, correct him. My heart weeps to see him so low this great self.
So we'll leave you to your meditations. So fare you well, my little good lord Cardinal.
Farewell to the little good you bear me. I feel my heart do open. Oh, how wretched is that poor man that waits upon princes' favors. There is betwixt that smile we would aspire to, that sweet aspect of princes, more pangs and fears than wars or women have. And when he falls like Lucifer, never to hope again. Why, how now, Cardinal?
I have no power to speak, sir.
What? Amazed at my misfortunes? Nay, and thou weeps. I am fallen indeed. What news abroad?
The heaviest and the worst is your displeasure with the king.
Heaven bless him.
That Cranmer is returned with welcome. Installed Lord Archbishop of Canterbury.
That's news indeed.
Last, that the Lady Anne, whom the king hath in secrecy long married, was viewed today and open as his queen, going to chapel. And the news is now only for coronation.
There was the weight that pulled me down. Oh, crumbs! All my glories in that one moment I have lost forever. No son shall usher forth mine honors, nor gild the noble troops that waited upon my smiles. Go. Get thee from me, Papa. I am a poor, fallen man, unworthy now to be thy Lord and Master. Seek the King.
Oh, but my lord, must I then leave you? Must I needs forego so good, so noble, and so true a master? The king shall have my service.
Cromwell, I did not think to shed a tear in all my miseries. Cromwell, I charge thee. Fling away ambition. By that main sin fell the angels. How can man then, being the image of his maker, think to win my love? Had I but served my God with half the zeal I served my king, he would not have in mine age left me naked to mine enemies.
Sir, have patience.
So I have. Farewell, my hopes of court. My hopes in heaven do dwell. Yes, but that time offered sorrow, this general joy.
Oh, well, the citizens, I'm sure, have showed it full their royal mind.
Oh, never greater or better taken, I do assure you, sir.
I may be bold to ask it what that contains that paper in your hand.
Well, 'tis the list of all those named that claim their offices on the day of this custom of the coronation. The first is the Duke of Suffolk, who claims to be the High Steward. The next is the Duke of Norfolk, who claims to be the Earl Marshal. You may read that.
What's become of Katherine, the Queen? Princess Dowager.
And that I can tell you too. The Cardinal of the Archbishop held a late court with many other reverend and learned lords of his order. And for the late appearance of the king, she was found and divorced. Her late marriage held of none effect, since which she was removed to Kimbleton.
Well, thanks for thanks. Thanks on my life. Heaven bless thee. Who has the sweetest face I ever looked on? Sir, as I have a soul, she is an angel.
Oh, those that bear the... Sir, where have you been broiling?
Among the crowd at the Abbey, where a finger could not be wedged in. I'm stifled by the mere rankness of their jewel.
Oh, you saw the ceremony?
That I did.
How was it?
Well worth the scene,
Oh, good sir, speak it to us.
as well as I am able. The rich stream of lords and ladies, having brought the queen to the prepared state of the choir, fell off a distance from her, while her grace sat down to rest a while, some half hour or so in prepared state, the gerund state, opposing freely the beauty of her person to the people. Believe me, sir, modest faces came to the altar, where she kneeled, and saint-like cast her fair eyes to heaven, and prayed devoutly, then rose again, as bowed unto the people, as holy oil, Edward, confessor's crown, the rod and
replaced his past as the king's now called Whitehall.
But 'tis so lately altered that the old name is fresh about me.
But two repetitions from those that sat on either side of the queen.
Strokesling and Guard. The one of Winchester, the other London.
Oh, he of Winchester's held no great good lover of the archbishop, the virtuous Cranmer.
All the land knows that. However, yet there is no great breach when it comes that Cranmer will not find a friend and choose shrink him.
Who may that be? What, I pray you.
Thomas Cromwell.
Ah!
A man in much esteem with the king and truly a worthy friend. He's been made master of the jewel house and one already of the Privy Council.
Oh, you shall deserve more.
Without all doubt, come, gentlemen. Ye shall go my way, which is to the court, where ye shall be my guests. Something I can command. As I walk thither, I'll tell thee more.
You may command us, sir.
How does your grace? Oh, Griffith, sick to death. Dost thou not tell me, Griffith, as thou leadst me, the great child of honor, Cardinal Wolsey, was dead?
Yes, madam, but I thought your grace had any suffer gave no ear to it.
Prithee, good Griffith, tell me how he died. If well he stepped before me happily for my example.
Well, madam, so the voice goes that after the stout Earl of Northumberland arrested him at York and brought him forth as a man sorely tainted to the answer, he grew sick suddenly and fell so ill he could not sit his mule.
Alas, poor man.
And last, with easy roads, he came to Leicester, lodged in the abbey there, where the reverend abbot and all his convent honorably received him. So went to bed, for his sickness eagerly pursued him still. Then, 3 nights later, about the hour that he achieved himself, what old should be his last, full of repentance, he gave his honors to the world again, blessed his part to heaven, and slept in peace.
So may he rest. His faults lie gently on him. He was a man of an unbounded stomach, ever ranking himself with princes, one that by suggestion tied all the kingdom. Simony was fair play. His own opinion was his law. In the pretense he was named to be ever double, both in his words and meaning.
Noble, madam, men's evil manners live in grass, their virtues we write in water. May it please your grace to hear me speak his good night.
Yes, good Griffith, I were malicious thoughts.
This cardinal, though from a humble stock, undoubtedly was fashioned with much greatness from the cradle. He was a scholar and a ripe and good one, and to give him more honors to his age than man could give him, he died fearing God.
Now in his ashes honor, peace be with him. Patience, be near me still, and set me lower. I have not long to trouble thee. Griffith, cause the musicians to play that sad note I named by Nell, whilst I sit meditating on that celestial harmony.
She's a sweet good wench. Let's sit down by a spirit way for song and consolation. Not lose her wonted greatness to use such rude behavior. Go to kneel.
In humblest manner, I do require your Highness's pardon. There is staying a gentleman, sent from the king to see you.
Bid him entrance, Griffith, and this gentleman narrowly see again. If my sight fail not, you are the Lord Ambassador of the Emperor, my royal nephew. Your name Confucius.
Say, madam, your servant.
Times and titles have now altered strangely with me since first you knew me. But I pray you, what is your pleasure with me?
First, mine own service to your grace. Next, the king's request that I would visit you grieves much for your weakness, and by me sends you his princely commendations, and heartily entreats you take good comfort.
Oh, good my lord, my comfort comes too late. It is like a pardon after execution. How does his goodness?
Madam, in good health.
So may he ever do, and ever flourish while I shall dwell with worms. My poor name cast out the kingdom. Patience, is that letter I bid you writ get sent away? No, no. I humbly beseech you, Lord, to deliver this unto my lord the king,
Most willing, madam.
in which I have commended to his goodness the model of our chaste loves, his young daughter. The dews of heaven fall thick upon her, beseeching him to give her virtuous breeding, for she is young and of a noble, modest nature. My next poor petition is that his noble grace may have some pity upon my wretched women, that have followed both my fortunes faithfully, that they may have their wages duly pay them. I had heaven had given me longer life and able means, we have not wanted us. These are the whole contents, and good my Lord, stand these poor people's friends.
By heaven I will, for let me lose the fashion of a man.
Thank you, honest Lord. Deliver me in all humility unto his highness. Tell him his long trouble is now passing out of this world. Tell him in death I bless him. So I will. My eyes were dim. My lord, farewell. Griffith, farewell. Nay, patience. You must not leave me yet. I must to bed. Call in more women. And when I am dead, good wench, let me be used with honor, and strew me over with maiden flowers, that all the world may know that I was a chaste wife to my grave. Embalm me, and lay me forth, although I'm a queen yet like a queen, certainly the daughter of a king. Inter me, I can no more.
Is it 1 o'clock, boy? Is it not? In that style, there should be hours for necessities, not for delights. These watches are so heavy. Oh, good hour of night, Sir Thomas. Whither so late? Came you from the king? Yes, my Sir Thomas, and live to that premier with the Duke of Suffolk. I must to bed before he go to sleep. I take my leave. Not yet, Sir Thomas. What's the matter? It seems you are in haste. My lord, I love you. And durst command this secret to your ear much weightier than this business. The queen's in labor. In great extremity and fear shall with the labor end. Pray that it find the fruits of that labor she goes with, I pray for heartily, that it may find good time and labor. But for the stalks, Sir Thomas, I wished it rubbed up yet. Methinks I could pry the end then, and yet my conscience said she is a good creature. And a worthy creature, deserves our best wishes. Aye, but hear me, Sir Thomas. It will ne'er be well to Cranmer Cromwell, her 2 hands, and she rot in their graves. Now, sir, you speak of 2 of the most remarked in the kingdom. Aye, sir, there are that dare, and I will venture to speak my mind of him. Upon your affairs I have hindered you too long. Good night, Sir Thomas. And good night, my lord. I rest your servant.
Charles, lay no more tonight. The month not on. Too hard for me.
Sir, I never did win of your grace before.
But little, Charles, nor shall not when my fancies on my claim. Tell love from the queen, what is the news?
I could not personally deliver what you commanded me, but by your women I sent your message, who in all humility gave her thanks and prayed your highness most heartily to pray for her.
Sayest thou to pray for her? Is she crying out?
So says her woman, in almost a sufferance, almost a pain and death.
Alas, good lady,
God safely remove this burden from her, and with gentle travail to the gladding of your highness with an air.
'tis midnight, trust. Prithee, to bed. Midnight prayers, remember the estate of my poor queen. Leave me alone, for I must think of that which company would not be friendly to.
I wish your highness a quiet night, and my good mistress will remember in my prayers.
Charles, good night.
Wait, come back with me!
I will not come back. The tidings that I bring will make my boldest manners. Now, angels fly o'er thine royal head, and shade thy person under their blessed wings.
Now, by thy looks, I guess thy message. Say, if the queen delivered, say I and of a boy.
Aye, and of a lovely boy. The gods of heaven now and ever bless her. 'Tis a girl.
Ah!
Promises voice hereafter. My lord, your queen desires your visitation and to be made acquaintance with this stranger. 'Tis as like you as cherry is to cherry.
Tilly, give her 100 marks. I'll to the queen.
100 miles. By this light, I'll have more. An ordinary grievous for such a payment. I will have more, or scold it out of you.
To your royal grace, my noble partners and myself thus pray, all comfort, joy in this most gracious lady, and an heir laid up to make parents happy may hourly fall upon me.
Thanks, my queen. What is her name?
Elizabeth.
With this kiss, I give my blessing. God protect thee, into whose hand I give thy life.
Amen.
My noble gossips, you've been too prodigal. I hardly thank thee. And so shall this lady when she has so much English.
Let me speak, sir. For heaven now bids me, and the words I utter let none think flattery, for they'll find in truth. This royal infant, heaven still move about her, though in her cradle yet now promises upon this land 1,000 blessings. With all the virtues that attend the good, shall still be doubled on her. Truth shall nurse her, holy and heavenly thoughts still counsel her. She shall be loved and feared. Her own shall bless her, her foes shake like a field of beaten corn and hang their heads with sorrow. And heaven shall call her from this cloud of darkness, who from the sacred ashes of her honor shall star-like rise, and so stand fixed. Peace, plenty, love, truth, terror, our children shall see this and bless heaven.
Thou speakest wonders.
She shall be, to the happiness of England, an aged princess. Many days shall see her, and yet no day without a deed to crown it. Would I have known no more, but she must die. She must. The saints must have her yet a virgin. A most unspotted lily must she pass to the ground. All the world shall mourn her.
This may be now a man. This oracle of comfort has so pleased me that when I'm in heaven, I shall desire to see what this child does and praise my Maker. I thank ye all, my good Lord Mayor, and much beholding to you good brethren. I felt much honored by your presence, and ye shall find me thankful. Lead the way. This little one shall make it holiday.